follow the rules and guidelines of the IRS, and they won't give you your money back. So understand, folks, if you don't need to get with me.
They're just holding it in escrow?
No. It goes to the IRS.
Oh, no kidding. So the IRS is actually holding
Yes.
the money.
They tell the title company, pull it and send it to us. We don't have an option to not do it. It's not.
And I'll say something about that. The very first house I sold was a Peralta. And if I wouldn't have had this title company, I probably would be in jail now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
Well, what
because they're not, I mean, the buyers, not the buyers, but the sellers were somewhat informed. I mean, like they knew,
They
but
know.
it's like they walk a line where they're
Mhm.
hoping, or
Yes.
mine were, that maybe I just wouldn't know,
Mhm.
about it.
Mhm.
And the title company really, really helped me.
So they hope that you don't know anything so that, they skirt through it. Every title company should know. If they don't, that's concern. So they're hoping that you don't know, or you don't get the paperwork in order and this thing goes and it flies under the radar. Keep in mind, Mr. Buyers, if you don't know, Mr. Seller gets away with it. Mr. Buyer is getting ready to get a huge tax bill. Mr. Buyer is getting, listen, Mr. Buyer is getting ready to get a huge tax bill. And guess what? They're coming after everybody. So just FERPTA.
Right.
You know that? FIRPTA.
All right, Michael, I restarted. Can you say something?
Yes, ma'am. We're looking at your email
I
inbox.
don't know what
not-
it is.
Can you hear me?
I do not know what it is. I'm sorry, guys. I can't figure it out. I do not know what it is. I do not know what it is. Son of a gun. All right. Well, we're recording it, so you'll hear it.
And I can thank everybody for their referrals on behalf of Michael.
Oh, Michelle, I can play the audio on my computer.
Okay,
Yeah, try that.
yes.
Mike, you wanna say something?
Can you guys hear me? I'm talking
Yes.
now. We see your inbox, Michelle. I can't see the Zoom stuff.
Amateur hour.
Right, I've never done a Zoom before.
There you go. Now we can see it. All right. Got the technical difficulties out of the way. Good morning, team. Hope everyone's having a glorious Tuesday. We actually got quite a few referrals since last week's meeting. So I'd like to give a big shout out to Miss Candace Clark, to Miss Melissa Hudson. Thank you, Miss Liz Jenkins, for the 2 referrals, and also Miss Jennifer Singleton for the referral. I didn't get any new closings since last week, but we do have 3 closings for the month, which is our Gibraltar goal for Michelle and the office. So thank you guys very, very, very much.
Excellent, thank you. All right, so next we have Spence. Welcome back, Spence.
Thank you. It's like, welcome back, Connor. No referrals, no closings as of this last week, but thank you for the historical ones. We've been getting a bunch in for the past couple of months and growing the business here, and we really do appreciate that support. I wanted to talk a little bit about something that's come up, not frequently, but every once in a while it pops up, and it kind of goes back to what Cammie was just talking about regarding FERPTA on the other side of the transaction. We now have the ability through one of our investors to do a foreign national program. It requires 30% down on the purchase, and it requires 12 months of reserves. We don't need a credit score or anything like that, but just keep that in mind when you've got a client that's a foreign national, not holding a visa. It's 30% is the required down payment, so max 70 LTV. For a foreign national non-visa holder, and then they need to have 12 months of reserve. So whatever the monthly payment is, including taxes and insurance times 12, they need to have in a bank account somewhere just to kind of alleviate some of that risk for the bank.
Okay.
And then regarding kind of the market as it stands right now, interest rates have been affected by a couple of reports that have come out. What the name of the report is, but it's a home price index that we pay attention to came out, and year over year, I think we're up like 14% nationally, locally even more than that. We're expecting a report on jobs today, I believe, that will have an impact on rates potentially in the Fed's reaction to the jobs report, whether or not they're continuing to buy mortgage-backed securities. So keep kind of up to date with that, and see how that jobs report comes out tomorrow, and then we'll see what rates do accordingly. It's anywhere between 2.75% on a 30-year up to, I hate saying what rates are today because it's always a best case scenario, and then somebody comes in and you talk to them and they don't have kind of the best case scenario and the rates aren't there, but still 2 3/4. It's pretty much the bottom of the 30-year right now. But thanks, and if you need anything, you've got Jacob's information, my information. Feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to get pre-approvals done and start getting some more stuff in the pipe and helping you guys out. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So new listings, Dave Patton, I know that you're on there. Oh gosh, will you have your computer again? Because my speaker people, my Zoom people. All right, Dave Patton, go
Hey
ahead.
there. So this is over in Delrose, right off 290, just north of 99. This one's in a cul-de-sac and it has a large backyard, so that's a good plus for it. Open breakfast, kitchen, den, good layout, Jack and Jill bathroom. So it's a great home, nice sized backyard, like I mentioned.
All right. And it's still available, unfortunately, huh?
It is at the moment.
All right. And then Jess. Basically, Jess, you just read the screen.
Okay, this is it just actually went under contract, so I don't know how much I should say about it.
That's good enough. Congratulations on your pending sale.
Great, thanks.
Candace's new listing in 120 in King Oaks in Iola. Her other listing for 92,000 also in Iola. Any coming soons that we need to talk about? Here comes.
Large backyard, beautiful swimming pool, well-maintained home, and 300,000.
In Fairfield, 300,000 in Fairfield, cul-de-sac lot. Oh, huge backyard and a pool.
Square footage, 23, a little over 23.
2,300 square foot Fairfield, 300,000. Yes. All right. Hopefully you can do an in-house deal on that one. Anybody else coming soon? Please, any more listings out there? Mr. Patton, you don't have any? All right. All right, so Gary Green Foundation donors, thank you to the Pattons, Melissa Hudson, Sunny Schofield, Claire, Erica, Noreen, Fabian, Victoria, Candace, and Jenny. Thanks for the donations to the Gary Green Foundation. All right, so pendings, we're only a week in, so not 3 pages. So congratulations, Lester Warren team on their listing on Peralta Sound, Jennifer Singleton on Shawwood, Kathy Kay on Cape Conroe, Erica Hiller on Creek Bend, Katie Smith on Giant Hickory. Team Ray got their $1 million listing under contract. Fabian had 3 of his lot listings go under contract, one for 150, one for 55, one for 110. And Whitney had her listing on GoldenEye under contract at 283.9. So great job, everyone, for your work. Next week, Monday, office is closed for Labor Day. We're going to go on vacation. All right, so now you turn it down. Yeah, because I have Judy Challenger that I want to hear later, but yeah, thank you. All right, so you know that I'm paying for, what is the one that I'm paying for that you can do the videos. Anyway, there's a program that I'm paying for you guys to use, but I signed up for another one, and it's called Keeping Current Matters, KCM. And they're a company that does stats, social media posts, stuff that you can use to promote yourself in the industry, to make yourself be the pro in the know with not real estate knowledge. And I found 3 home buyer and home seller guides where you're able to download them, personalize them, right? So it can be personalized with your content, and then share them back on social media, put it on as a blog post on Impact. I got one for Ileana. She did a video in Spanish, right? So she's going to do the Spanish version. So you can do a landing page in Impact that talks about how to be prepared for buying your first home. This one is targeting millennials, and then you can say, register here for your free guide. So here is the content. All you have to do is personalize it and upload it to your website. So each week I'm going to give a new one. So we have a home seller, a first-time home buyer, and a millennial guide. So the content is there. All you have to do is make the post on social media, make a video on social media referencing it because people love videos, or just put it in your blog on Impact, which Melissa Hutchinson can help you do, and then share it out for people. So the content exists. I'm paying for it. And I was thrilled when I saw it because everybody can get it. And it's super easy to personalize through PowerPoint. So you're just going to fill in your name, post your picture, and you're ready to go. And if you want it in Spanish, all 3 of them also come in Spanish. So you can do it in Spanish also. So super excited about that. All right, so this, I know if you were on Lindsay's yesterday, but I thought it was too important not to share with everybody. So what I'm sharing here is the NAR Home Buyer and Sellers Guide from 2020. So every year they study buyers and sellers and interview them, ask them questions about why did they use the realtor, what did they like, what was important, and that's what we're looking at here. So this was how buyers found their real estate agent. So how buyers found their real estate agent. So 40% of them found it from a friend, a neighbor, or a relative. 13% found it from the agent they previously used. So together we have 53% of buyers in their market got their realtor as a past client or someone referred or recommended them. So buyers, the number of agents they interviewed before they decided on the realtor to use. So blue right here, the dark blue is they interviewed 1 agent. So 73% of buyers interviewed 1 agent. First-time home buyers only interviewed 67% only used 1 agent, and 76 of second buyers or more, you interviewed 1 agent.
That wasn't the APR club.
Yeah. So it's important to know this. So between 67 to 76% of buyers only interviewed 1 agent. So when they asked buyers, would you use your agent again, or would you recommend them? The percentage is 91%. So this has gone up over the years because I used to say 85%. So now it's 91%. So that means agents are doing a good job when they're working with an agent, with a client, and the clients say that you do a good job, and they say that they would use you again to the tune of 91%. So now what we're looking at here are sellers. How did sellers find the agent that they used? 41% was referred by friend, relative, or neighbor. 26 was using their previous realtor that they've used before. To a tune of 67% of sellers found their agent through sphere, referral, or they were a past client. So those are substantial numbers. Sellers, how many agents did they interview before they hired one? A whopping 77% only interviewed 1 agent. Only 1 agent. Again, sellers, would you use your agent again? 89% said yes, they definitely would, or they probably would use their agent again. So thinking about these numbers, what does that mean to you guys? I want you to think about, what does that mean to you guys?
Be the first.
Be the first. All right, will you unmute now in case somebody on Zoom has
Sure.
something? So even in Zoom land, please share. What does that mean? So Jacob says, be the first. What else? Okay, be the best. And you don't even have to be the best according to this. If you were a crappy agent, you were the first one, you might be the only one.
Be prepared.
Be prepared. What else? Katya? Stay in contact, because if you get them, right, likely you'll keep them as long as you stay in contact with them. What else? Zoom, anybody out there? So to me, the main thing is don't ignore people in your sphere. Everybody has a sphere. Everybody knows somebody. And if you build a relationship with them, train them to think of you as the realtor, you'll probably get that business. If you don't market to your people, somebody else will. If you're not keeping up with your clients, your past clients, somebody else is, or they're going to go to someplace else. So you spent all that time doing great work for them as their agent, but then you let them go, you forgot about them, and they'll go to somebody else. So if you just stay in touch with them, likely you'll get them again. If you get a chance, be ready, right? So what do you have to do to be ready? What does that look like? Have your yes, have your buyer package ready, have your pre-listing ready, know your listing presentation, right? Because you may be the one that gets the opportunity. And if you're ready, even halfway ready, probably they're only interviewing one agent. What else does it mean? Anything else? There's fewer bits of competition than you think, right? So as new agents or experienced agents, maybe you haven't mastered your process and your fear is that, my gosh, there's somebody better than me, right? They'll choose somebody else. So maybe that apprehension keeps you from getting ready, because this fear that there's all the other choices out there. Stats are showing us 70% are talking to one agent. You just want to be the one agent they're talking to. Once you get a client, keep up with them after closing, just like Kati said. And to me, this all goes down to a system. Do you have a system for marketing to your current clients, your sphere, your people that you know, and do you have a system for marketing to your past clients? So if you've worked with me at all, you probably have seen my system for how to market to your sphere. And it's simple. Email monthly, set it and forget it, whether you're using our email sphere campaign or you're using the digital newsletter. Mail monthly. This is super important because it's evidence of success. Mail monthly. Sending them something that proves you're a successful realtor. So just sold postcards. Even if it's not your listing that's sold, you can use any of our companies' sold listings. We just have to get approval from the agent to use their photo and you can send it out. And this is that process of training your people in your sphere to think of you as the realtor instead of how they used to know you, right? They used to know you working in oil and gas, or they used to know you as the teacher. Right now we have to train them to think of you as the realtor. Phone call quarterly. There's nothing replaces face-to-face, voice-to-voice. So you have to be in contact with them. And if you don't know what to say, making calls systematically in your database, pull information from Facebook. So we're on Facebook or Insta all the time. And instead of commenting on Facebook, pick up the phone and have a chat with them. People are so curious about what's happening in real estate right now. They want to know what's their house worth, what's happening to the market. It's an easy conversation if you just make the call. If they're getting market updates, which is part of the system, just call and check it with them. Have you got the data that I've sent you? Do you have any questions on it? Automatic neighborhood updates, that is through Impact. Automatic market updates that can go through Impact or Market Insights if you're using it through HAR. Anniversary CMAs. We've talked about anniversary CMAs, and the reason I love that is what you are sending them is information around their house, what's happened in the real estate market around their most important real estate investment. So if you have an investment with like Edward Jones or Fidelity or whatever, what do they send you every month, every quarter, every year? They send you a statement of your assets, a statement of your investment. Your anniversary CMA is the statement of their most important real estate holding. So you are giving, that's value. When we talk about giving value, that's exactly what we're talking about. Top 25 meetings. think of the most connected, your biggest advocate, people that you know, and have a lunch with them, have a meeting with them. I know that the patent teams are very, very good about having client appreciation events. So they do at least once a year, sometimes twice a year, events that are simple, inexpensive, just to have their people come back and be around them. You've heard Claire talk about how she keeps up their clients' notes. She's constantly writing notes, right? So that's implementing this marketing tier sphere system. And then 15 minutes on Facebook, Sunny Schofield is like the poster child for social media. She rarely posts her own stuff, but I see her all over Facebook. She's commenting on every single post. All the people that I know, I see Sunny. She's commented on all of them. So engaging with the people on social media, even if you're not posting a ton of stuff, you can be connected to them because you're paying attention to what they're doing on Facebook. And then out of area letter twice a year. I love this because this is what I call mailbox money. We know people out of state, right? In Florida, and I hear agents say, oh, I'm not going to talk to them because they're not moving to Houston. Well, they may not be moving to Houston, but we want to be the realtor of choice because they may be moving from Florida to Chicago, or they may know somebody, and you can connect them to a realtor in Florida to sell and a realtor in Chicago to help them buy. And there's that social media post that comes from Relo that you can just share that out there to remind them. And then a letter once a year just to remind them that you're that advocate for them. So I'm going to include this when we send out the notes. And to me, this is a process. You start at the top and work your way down. And it's something everybody can do if you know 25 people, if you know 10 people, if you know 250 people. And it's a process you're just working through to stay top of mind, because 70% of the agents will use you. They will use you again. You just have to have a system or a process for doing it. Did I feel like I was on a soapbox? I kind of felt like that. I just know that it's the most interesting. I was watching a Tom Ferry thing yesterday, and that was exactly what he was talking about. He was advocating the calls to the people, and they want to hear what's happening with the real estate market. And if you're doing these behind the scene things, that sets it up and makes it very easy for you to have a conversation with them, because they're getting stuff from you anyway. So it doesn't have to be scary. And if you are afraid, I say this a lot, but if you are afraid about making calls to somebody, who are you thinking about? You're thinking about yourself. You're feeling your fear. But if you believe that as a realtor and you can add value helping them with their biggest investment, they need us. So if we believe that we are here to serve and help, then those calls should not be scary, because we are there to help them and they do need us. Okay. So I'm going to email this out so everybody's got that. Just a reminder about new contracts. They are supposed to be in zip forms by tomorrow. Oh, hold on. I got to go back 1 second. Will you unmute? Because I need Judy Challender to share. Ironically, Judy called me today and she's like, I just have to tell you some good news that happened to her. So Judy is going to tell her story that completely relates to this. So Judy, you're on.
Hi, I just called Michelle this morning because I have a friend who's been a dear friend for years. And I knew that at the end of the summer, when her last daughter had gone off to college, they were going to be looking for a home. And so I took her to lunch earlier this summer and have been giving her information and giving her her reports, her annual reports every year, and giving them all the market updates. And when we went to lunch, she told me that her sister-in-law, even though they weren't close and she didn't want to use her, was an agent and that they were going to have to use her. So I was kind of bummed about it, but I was like, it's okay. And then I was talking to Michelle, and Michelle said, Judy, just keep sending her info, keep giving her the info, and you never know. Well, so today she called me, and I've been sending her houses to go look at and everything. And sure enough, she sent me a text this morning, and it was of a house that she wanted to go see on Thursday. And so I asked her, I said, but I thought your sister-in-law was going to show you, and be your agent. She said, no, you're going to be our purchasing agent. So it was just that consistency that Michelle had told me to follow and to not give up, so I didn't give up. And so they're signing a buyer's rep agreement today, and we're going to go look at a house on Thursday. That's a cash sale. So we'll cross our fingers.
And Judy, you said you think it worked because you were sending them what?
I was sending them the annual reports for the home that they live in, and I was sending them market updates, but I was also sending them because they had told me the area that they wanted to look in. So, every week I'll send 1 or 2 listings that I'd see, not knowing if any of them were going to interest them. And the one that actually we're going to go look at is one she found, but I just kept sending her those little tidbits every week.
But your words to me were that they felt you were invested in them.
Right.
She was
Right.
invested in them. She was caring what was important to them. She was sending what they valued. She was invested in them. So that's what we're demonstrating to everybody when we're sending this information. Thank you for sharing, Judy. All right, so new contracts, they're mandatory tomorrow. You can't use them today. If you're negotiating a contract today that will be executed tomorrow, use that contract then. And they were not this morning in DocuSign, but they should be in DocuSign or zip form later today or tomorrow. If they're not, they're supposed to be, they're promising that they are. We have to download it from Trek's website, but I'm sure that they'll be in there. So if you execute today, you're good on the old contract. If you execute tomorrow, it has to be on the new one. Anything that's in title, all right, of course, it's totally fine, doesn't have to change. Just reminder that, right, yeah, they're gonna be online. I want you to notice that the date on the contract is not going to be September 1st. You know, every time they update a contract, they usually have the date on the contract that says like when the change is. The date is not going to be September, the date is going to be November. So the dates on the new contracts, because that's when the legislation goes into effect. That's why that date is. So November 8, 21 will be our new contract date. And reminder of the PID, the new addendum that Trek is putting out is not a mandatory form because some PIDs will have their own form, the disclosure of information. If you're working on a transaction where the PID does not have their own form, then you'll use the Trek form. And we do have 2 in Tomball for sure. All right, so this is something that I'm totally excited about. A very impressive young man named Colton Crenshaw emailed me and he said, hey, I'm a senior in high school and I want to be a realtor when I graduate at the end of this year. In order to start getting experience and learning about the industry, he said he emailed 6 or 7 brokers. He said, I want to start working with a company and helping. What I'm great at is social media, technology. So he said, so I'm looking for a broker that will allow me to help them where I can be in the office and start learning about the industry. So I was like, I need you, Colton. So let's so I've met with him 3 times and I told him what I needed was like, so I know what it has to be done. I can teach you guys what has to be done, but you guys feel the same way I do. And that's, yes, I know it, but how am I going to get it done? So Colton knows how to get it done. He's the young guy in the suit that keeps coming in. Yeah. So what I had him do, I said, well, what do you think is a great idea? He says, let me look at your social profiles and I'm going to make recommendations. I'm like, okay, good. So he went through my social profiles and analyzed everything that I had. And he told me, yeah, your pictures need to be the same. That needs to be professional. You need to have the background in the back. And I got 2 Instagram pages. You need to combine them. He looked at my Google and he said, you need to change the picture. He gave me a list of all of the things that I needed to do. He compared my page, my social media to top performing social media real estate companies. And it's like, I should be doing this and this and this and this. And I was like, great, I know that, but I can't do it. So Art, can you do that? Yes, the answer is yes. So he made a list of all of the recommendations, things that I should be doing. He even ran my profile through this aggregator that says, this is where you are, this is where you aren't, this is what you should be doing. So I've got 140 errors, places where I am not, where I should be doing. He wants to make content to put on our websites. Because I said, one of the things that I want is to be able to get more followers on our Facebook page, more interaction. He says, this is how you do it. So he made the content and he said, this is an example of what he recommended. What's his phone number? Right. So he gave me a list of all of the things that I should be doing. And so I was like, okay, Colton, I'm going to hire you and I want you to do that for my agents. So that is what I have set up. So Colton, we were trying to get him on the work program where he gets out of school early to come here early, and we missed it by 2 days, so we didn't get it. So he comes directly here after school. So he's here 3:30 to 5:30 every day. He set up our Sign Up Genius. So I'm paying for all of you to have an hour time with Colton where he will review your social profile before he comes and meets with you. And then he will tell you, these are all the things to do.
Oh Lord, I need more than an hour.
He already reviewed 3 of our agents, Katya, Crystal, somebody else. So I'm going to have him meet with you, but it was very great. He said, like how the setup was. One has a phone number, one has WhatsApp, whatever. He's like, this is how you need to do it. And just having someone that knows what they're doing. And of course it would be a high school kid who is going to come through and say, change this, do this, do this. And he feels very strongly that after he analyzes your stuff, he can sit with you in that 1 hour and help you change lots of things. Some of you may want to hire him and he's totally hireable. So, Sign Up Genius, where you can sign up and schedule your time with Colton. He'll do your review before you meet.
Sign Up Genius.
It's an email link, so I'll send it to you.
Oh.
So you can just go on and pick your time. All right, so I'm very excited about that for you.
That is wonderful.
Yes. If you can't do it, he will help you. If there's more, because he's very excited. I was talking about your listing. He wants to go do the open house because he wants to do the videos and do like TikTok videos and stuff. So he wants to help you guys. That's what he loves and that's what he wants to do.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That is wonderful.
Great for him to learn.
Yes. Well,
Reading the content, and asking questions with us.
yes. Well, he wants to come here. He says, I know that I can learn just by hearing. So he was checking out. He's going to come every day that he's here. I know in the afternoon, by the time he gets here, no one's here. He said that yesterday. He goes, oh, there's not very many people here. And I'm like,
He came yesterday?
yeah, he was here yesterday. Yes.
Well,
But he's very excited. So if you have listings that you want to market, ideas that you want to do, he's very excited about doing that and helping that. So we'll just schedule a time with him.
He's here today.
He'll be here today at 3:30. Yeah.
Colton what?
Colton Crenshaw.
Crenshaw.
Yeah.
Is he related to Crenshaw?
I don't know who he's related to. Okay, so the last thing, how to end our meeting on a positive note. You don't always get what you wish for, but you get what you work for. So our marketing to your Seer system is one of those things that you can be working for, or working with Colton for your social media update and profile. Anybody has anything else they want to share for the benefit of the group? Anybody on Zoom land? No? All right. Thank you for coming to our meeting. See y'all later.